Alright, and welcome. In this class we'll be covering about some headings and paragraphs using HTML. Right, this is the paragraph that we learn, and let me just cover it in more details. So if I just get rid of this paragraph, and what heading is basically, there are in HTML there are 6 headings, right? Just don't forget there are 6 headings in HTML that we use, and which starts from H1 to level up and level down to H6. Right, now the heading 1 is, for example, this is heading 1, and we can say this is heading 6. And if I just save this and go back to my browser and refresh, there it is. This is the heading 1, and this is the difference between heading 1 to heading 6. And we just have like heading 2, and then we can duplicate this text, copy this, paste it many times. Okay, so this is heading 2, and this is basically heading 3, and this is, or for example I can say heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. As I mentioned, there are 6 headings that we can use, and let me just rename them: heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, opening tag and closing tag for every heading. Right, okay, that looks good. And if I just go back and refresh, there you can see that we have 6 headings, and the difference is only in their size, right? And we mostly use heading 1 and heading 2 in our web pages, right? For example, if I just go to a site called Lipsum, which provides us some dummy text. If I just click on Lipsum, and which has a lot of dummy text, and I can just copy some dummy text and use. Let me just copy a few of them and go to my text editor, and if I just create a paragraph p tag right here and then save it, there it is. And let me just create a new p tag and paste the text, and again a p tag, and save the text. And if I just save the document and then go back to my browser and refresh, there it is. You can see we have heading, and it's paragraph, heading and paragraph, heading and paragraph, right? And we also have some few other formatting. Now we use some kind of paragraph. Okay, for example, let me just put HR, the horizontal rule, and if I just put it just like that, HR, and refresh, you can see we just got horizontal rule, horizontal line, right? Okay, let me just give you a little bit about paragraphs. For example, if I just create a paragraph and paste some Lipsum text, save it and refresh, and if I just scroll down, you can see we just have a paragraph. And for example, I want to break in this paragraph from book, which is, I think, right, the book, where's the book word, there it is. I want to break it from here. So what I do is I can create a new paragraph and close this paragraph right here, and if I just save this, refresh, you can see this is kind of another paragraph, and this is another paragraph. So how there is a space between them. So we use we can also use p tags for breaking text, but we also have a single element for breaking breaking 2 lines, which is br for breaking lines. And if I just refresh, there it is. We just got a breakpoint, but with a few, but there's no space between 2 lines. So if we just put paragraph again, so it gives me a lot of space, right? So I think you just understand that a very basics idea of headings, paragraphs, and you just learned 2 other tags like HR, BR. And in our next video we'll be discussing more about HTML, like lists, and let's get started with lists.